Hello everyone! Today in my video I decided to introduce what I have done nearly about a few months. Most of them are finished in these 2 months, and most of the works I have, and I decided to show you through this video. So the first part I'm going to show you is about these shapes, random shapes practice. So I have done a lot. The earliest one is the January's one. I will show you one by one later. The next part will be the Animism theme. This series, I picked only 3 of them is what I'm happy with. Later I will show you about the details about these arts. Next series is about the kits I done before. It's all about the portraits. And the next series is the Harry Potter one. I just started this week. I'm sketching these themes according to the Harry Potter movies. I like this one, the face, quite much. Next part is sketchbook. It's quite thick here. The paper feel very well, so I take it as a treasure. I won't draw something that's not really very confident because I don't want to waste it. It's quite expensive for me. But during these days, I want to push myself to just draw and don't think so much. So I start earlier this month. I've done for this little cute girls. I was quite happy with because it's come from my portrait of my channel is from this girl. I started in a very early year actually, but I still want to say something about this one in these new videos. Now this series, the little girls, I got the inspirations from this one. This is the original piece for my portrait in most of my platforms, including YouTube and my Ins as well. It's the day I'm taking a work in the field, and then I just lift my head up and saw there's a crowd on the sky. There's a girl on the crowd, so I took a picture and then I drew it out. I also will show you the inspiration practice. This is the most earlier one I show in this channel. I did a lot of video about this program. I quite like this practice because they give me a lot of inspiration about creating a lot of faces, interesting animals, interesting face. It offered me a lot of good chances to familiar with the color pencil. This is the time I own here's my color pencil. And my favorite is the blue indigo. I tried this one first and then I feel quite good. And then I purchased the whole one, so I have so many here. I also did some exploration about the oil pastel from the movie The Louis Wain's Cat. Very great artist. He drew a lot of cats. The characters here, everyone has a cat here, the main character. The new materials I've got last year, I think so, this one. Quite soft, a lot of choice for me, and I also have this one. I think this one is more colorful. It's good to like using your fingers to spread them out and mix them together as well by using some tools like this kind of knife. Okay, the short brief done here. I studied from this series. It's about the shape imagination practice. I randomly drew these color shapes and then I add some details. I'm not really sure what kind of mouse it is, but I like the texture here. You can see there are some textures made by the artist. 2 fox here. The man here hiding behind the cherry trees. So this one I finished at March 7th Those are the days have the cherries blossom in this area I have lived. And the next one that I drew out the characters about the nationalities, the minor nationalities in local area. The pig carrying a lot of the spring flowers. I finished at April 15. The one is a famous flower grow in this area. It come up from my mind, then I draw it down on this paper. The lines here contains a lot of details and it has a lot of special things that only grow in the traditional cultures here. Third one, I'm trying to finish by a lot of the green colors. So think about the minorities I culture before in the local market here. This is the boat also belong to the local people here. They use it for catching the fish on the lakes. This kind of fish is I usually met on the local buildings here. The people here, they love art very much. They will put a lot on their buildings. This one is not only my expressions about the fish I met here, but also this is the artwork I worked before in some of the buildings. And this color I add by myself. This corner here, I'm thinking about the cities in the sky. It can be a flying house. A lot of wind came through. This is the curtains and they are waving and also got cloud, or you may think it's some kind of waters or waves to support this boat, these people here. He is looking somewhere and he is boating. The next one is the first one of this series. I just came up of these ideas to practice my art. I want to focus some simple color, like I choose one warm color and one cold colors. I only limited myself to use these two kind of colors in one picture. This is the first try in this series. I used the blue color as the cold color to do the base, and then use the color pencil, the red color to fill in the shapes and the details. So this is the second one. I think it's not really successful for the whole picture, but I still got some happy corner about this one. Is the X here, and this is the hand with the fish here. Also looks very brilliant. They seems like talk to each other. Next, I also use the blue color as the base. I'm using the watercolor, so it looks a bit transparent here. I did like this kind of transparent texture here. Make me found out that it's good to create some kind of curly hair like this. Favorite part of this one is the rabbit. The date here is January 5th, so it's about the Lunar New Year in this year, and this year is the rabbit year in China culture. So I just came out the rabbit out from my mind. And then there's the next year with two birds. Next one is about the monster. I want to take a series, but I haven't continued so far. This is one of the plants. It's a lion. Some crowds are surrounding him. He got a lot of the feathers here. I colored it with the silk color. Can shine under the lights. It did take me a lot of time to finish it, but it's quite enjoyable about I'm doing this kind of detail. This is the flowers blossom very well in this springtime. So this one is about the water. There's a flower gods that she is growing the flowers in this May season. And then the rabbits and the birds here quite happy about this relaxing moments with the water and flowers came out. Next one is I want to focus on the perspective I drew here. The cat jumped up to catch the bird she saw. This piece is about the city. It's very crowded and people are crossing the road with a very crowded space, so everyone have to squeeze to each other, so everyone looks so slim here. And there are buildings far away here. So this is I want to express about the crowded cities we might have in our modern society. And then this one is about the harvest. The first time I came up with the idea about this character is playing some of the instructions. She got a very special local costumes, belong to some kind of minority nationalities here, and a lot of feathers in his costumes. So she is taking not only one instrument, but also another one to play the rhythms. I used the gold materials to paint this one. So the results I'm quite happy with. For another one about the minority peoples, this is obvious the Zhang minority. She is praying under the flag. There's a wind blowing. The simple portrait about the kids. Quite enjoy about doing this kind of backgrounds, and their hairs feel like Korean style. And this one is my favorite. I think it's the last piece of this series. Let's talk about this Animism series first. I finished this series about 6 pages, but I just want to show you about 3 of them. A lot of the talented story here in this local area. I want to create my own series. First page is about the lights. He is a quite old man. He can call the lights to come out, and I imagine that this is the pool. He called out the lights from here, and this one is the sun. Next one is about the mountains. As you know, mountains here is very famous here, like the Chang Mount. And people also consider Mount as their god to protect them, live the peaceful life here. The god of the mountains, I will consider it as the mother, a female. So it looks the face like some kind of female here. This one is the elf, about the cereals of these plants. Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and Hagrid go to the bank. Harry Potter was surprised by so many coins. Harry Potter met the mean bars at the first sight. This is Hagrid went to the small island to meet Harry Potter for his birthday that night. Harry Potter with his classmates, who play a lot of funny moments in this movie. The moment Harry and Hagrid and the subway. This is the moment Harry passed the station platform to 9 3/4. I come of the inspiration from this inspiration practice, and then I create the whole body of this little girl. She is amazing by this cute friends on her hand. And then the second one, she is happy. This one, she is thinking about the half cup of the water she have. Maybe feel a little bit down. And this one, the last one, she is sleeping. This 5 piece here, the papers are different because I have this special types of paper. I want to explore different materials in different papers, what kind of textures I can get, and it made me experience the drawing more interesting. I will continue to try this series in this different type of paper. Real pastel here. This is the first series I finished by the oil pastel. This is the main character of this movie. Try to sketch out the face, the moon that he got. This one is not really successful, I think. So in a moment I have a second try later. Much better. It's another character. I can't remember the actor's name, but I did observe the face very carefully and the details as well. And I want to show this one. It's a quite big art. It cost me about 3 hours, I think. This one also belongs to the color shades practice. I try to draw something about the buildings, like creating a village, a whole village. May consider it is above the wave or some clouds here. I draw a lot of the plants here, Also can consider some of the trees or crowds here to support the village on the crowd, and a lot of buildings in different shapes. I did like the textures here. Use the acrylic to do the base, and then the color pencil to create the textures here. It feels something like very special. And then I want to show this one. This is another big size of the color shape practice here. I'm thinking about this one is a kind of water monster here, but it's not easy to understand like in the first sight because it's not really a common monster that we think about, but I also like it because it's quite special about the imagination here. I have the boat. I think this one is come up from the inspiration from this one, the boat here, and I just changed a little bit in the different directions here and drew some of the minority patterns here. I think this one is come up from the inspiration from here, and I reuse it in this boat. So this kind of special local style, I quite enjoy to create it because it's full of the local culture taste. This is the boat in a very crispy above the water, and this is the fish who was trapped by the water monster here. The next series I want to say, I will just do a quick flip here about the inspiration practice of the shapes I take from the stones. This one's one piece of them, and this is the only one I drew in the lucent paper, and the others are all in this sketchbooks. So I do a quick fix now. This one is only one I get the inspiration from the crowd. The others, most of them are from the stone I took from the roads I passed when I have a hiking or a small walk after the dinner. This one is I creating a logo for my friends, and I do like the small rabbits here. It's very, very cute here. Also the logo design for my friends. This one is the favorite of this whole page. And then this one is I have the inspiration from a wall. And this one is about the E minority people here. They are wearing very beautiful dress. Two people here, and this is the wolf, some kind of their lucky animals. Another drawing about mountains again. Oh, this is the sketch I done in a village. I like this bird here, bathing time. And the dinosaur look up. Like I'm drawing a girl flying with the bird, with her dog here. I also drew the forest under. This is the way I do create a forest. Finish work for a book, stories about the dragons in an ancient China time. I have several animals here. There's some local design. Like this dog could smell coffee, cozy shelf. the last page about my very expensive sketchbook here. Also a very quick flag here. What's your choice? Or looking left and right, don't know how to be himself, whether like the left one or whether like the right one. This is the picture I want to express. What's your own opinions? You want to be yourself or like following others? I finish in the field. This is the carrots and the vegetables here. This is the trees I met that morning. This is also finished in the field. This is the kind of very old tree got here. Is the movie My Afternoon with Margaret. This one is about a very warm story about these two sisters. They warm each other and make each other's days. Budapest Grand Hotel series. Madandy. The fifth happy moment. Okay, done. Thank you for watching the video and hope to see you next time. Bye.